Magic 92.5 WGHQ. This is the Hudson Valley station for great songs and magic memories. 920 WGHQ AM Kingston and 92.5 W223CR FM Kingston, New York. We're streaming through our website, WGHQ.FM, and you can listen on your smart speaker when you say play WGHQ. This is Magic 92.5 WGHQ with another hour of great songs and magic memories, starting right now.
Just like you've done before, and wrap my heart round your little finger. Here you come again, just when I'm about to make it work without you. You look into my eyes and lie those pretty lies, and pretty soon I'm wondering how I came to doubt you. All you gotta do is smile and smile, and there go all my defenses. Just leave it up to you, and in a little while you're messing up my mind and filling up my senses. Here you come again, looking better than a body has a right to.
Good morning. You're now listening to Kingston Community Radio, airing on FM 92.5 and AM 920 WGHQ, Kingston, New York. This programming is brought to you by our listeners and corporate underwriters who are interested in presenting local community radio. The opinions expressed on this program do not represent those of Pamel Broadcasting or Kingston Community Radio. Listeners are encouraged to send in $10 per month to help bring this program to you and mail your contributions to Kingston Community Radio. Post Office Box 4364, Kingston, New York 12402. For more information or to donate online, visit our website at mykcr.org. And good morning, this is Dan Gatis, and thank you for tuning in and sharing the morning with us, being a part of Kingston Community Radio every weekday, 7 to 9 a.m., and this is 7 o'clock a.m., Tuesday, May 18th. And it's 52 degrees right now here in uptown Kingston. Today it's sun and clouds mixed, a high near 80. And tonight, mainly clear skies, a low of 51. Wednesday, sunshine around 85 degrees. It's a beautiful, beautiful, almost summer day tomorrow. And Wednesday night, a few clouds, low of 56. Thursday, partly cloudy to cloudy skies later in the afternoon, a high of 85. And Thursday night, cloudy skies early, then partly cloudy later at night, a low of 56. And we'll be right back.
Thanks for starting your day with Kingston Community Radio on 920 WGHQ AM Kingston and 92.5 W223CR FM Kingston, New York. Magic 92.5.
We are Lions. We bring hope where it's needed. We are a global force for good. Support causes that matter. Change lives. Change communities. Change the world. We can do more together than we can alone. Join in. Experience the joy of serving. Be part of the movement. Give back. Let's unite the world for good. We are Lions. You can be too. Visit weserve.org.
Part-time job, full-time hustle, all-time Shiro to all of us. Now it's time for you, our Shiro, to stretch for the stars. Get free tips to help boost your retirement savings now at aceyourretirement.org/Shiro.
Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Hey, hon, what you doing with your phone?
Do flowers have best friends?
I don't know. Hey, look.
Whoa.
Some answers can only be found in nature. Discover the unsearchable. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a trail near you. Brought to you by the United States Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Hi, my name's Maggie. I'm from Copic, and I support Kingston Community Radio, and so should you.
And we're in for a terrific Tuesday. You're listening to KCR, Kingston Community Radio, WGHQ 920 on your AM dial and 92.5 FM, and streaming online at mykcr.org. KCR's Talk Radio, your number is 331-9255 to call in to our hosts and guests anytime, 7 to 9 a.m. every weekday. And let's get to the on-air studio with Mr. Cameron Rylance and Christine Hein. Welcome.
Yay, terrific Tuesday.
Oh.
And we have a pinch hitter today.
Yeah.
We have the one and only Christine Hein filling in
morning.
for Nina, our normal terrific Tuesday co-host.
Yeah.
It is terrific out. It's gorgeous.
It is going to be so beautiful. It's just the weirdest weather, though, isn't it? I mean, really, last week, I'm going, it feels more like April, not like May. Yeah. Now it's going to feel like, June. June.
Yeah.
Now
Rather
we're like
than
all
May.
over the place.
Come on, May.
Thursday, it's pushing 90. So.
Exactly.
I know.
Yes.
Awesome.
So everybody wear your sunscreen.
That's right.
Dig it out,
and
dust
I've
it
gotten
off.
some sun already this summer. A couple times. Get days out working at the pool on my camp.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah,
That's good. Yeah.
When does that open back up?
End of June, after school. Like
Oh,
the
it's-
Monday after school gets out in New York.
Are you doing a full itinerary this year?
No, actually, it's modified. In fact, my camp decided, they're not running my camp conventionally. There's going to be 4 of our counselors there doing synchronous broadcasts, lessons and instructions, and a whole, panel discussions for the kids that were accepted to camp last year. They're invited back. But last year, when overnight camps were canceled, Camp Ramapo, I don't know if anyone's familiar, Ramapo for children,
Yep.
they, had to that they couldn't have their camp. So in order to keep all their staff, because they're year round, in order to keep their staff busy, they developed started a daycare for kids in the Red Hook Rhinebeck area.
Oh.
And due to overwhelmingly popular demand, they're doing it again this summer, but they can't because they don't have enough room because their normal sleepover camps going on.
Wow.
So their boss and my boss are familiar with each other, so they are actually renting my camp for 9 weeks, 9 to 5, Monday through Friday, to run their day camp at my camp. So my camp isn't running, but it is. So in a different
capacity.
Thank you.
You're
Perfect
welcome.
Word.
Extraordinary resources.
Yeah. It's a beautiful. It's funny. I'm not poking fun at this woman, but I am a little bit. I don't know who she was, but Friday night there was an open house from 5 to 7 for the parents to come. Because there's new kids coming, and even the kids that were there last year. It's a new facility, so it was like. And there's another one in early June. So there's like 20, 25 families. People. They're representatives, families, whatever. And there's a Q&A session going on our outdoor stage. It's like an overhead pavilion stage, And halfway through it, this woman raised her hand and she's like, it's a beautiful space, but there's not a lot of shade around here. And I if I was on stage, I would have rolled my eyes. I was like, lady, look around. You're in 60 acres, beautiful
That's what I was
park-like
going to say. Aren't you in the
setting.
woods?
We're under a pavilion. There's a woods. There's cabins. There's building. It's like, if you're out in the middle of the field, no, there's no shade, but everywhere else there's shade.
Yeah.
So this guy, Matt, who I've gotten to know, leaned over. He's like, you better start planting some trees. And I was like, yeah, I'll start digging those holes Monday morning. I was like, lady, look around you.
Yeah, do it on Arbor Day.
Yeah. It's like.
You could invite her for Arbor Day.
Yeah.
It could be her project.
Exactly, yes. Where would you like your shade? Start digging. But it was like, you got to be kidding me, But, oh well.
That's funny.
Yeah.
People are, interested.
Yeah, interesting. Yes.
There's always people who come up with interesting comments and observations. We'll leave it at that, right?
And then, especially when you got children involved, like people's their extra layer of caution or
crazy.
Yeah, another layer of crazy. Extra darn sure. Thank you. I'm glad you said that.
So today's school board elections, right? Is that right? Am I right on that?
Yep.
I bet you are.
And also schools are closed. It's a Superintendent's Day, but it's also the Ballots Day because I know I vote at GW, so I don't know what other schools are used for balloting.
All of the elementary schools.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Edson and Chambers.
Whatever your elementary school is in your area. So there's Edson, Chambers, Crosby, George Washington, Meyer, JFK.
Oh, Meyer, really? Yeah. Kevin's right.
Right, JFK. Did I get all of them? I think I got them all.
Okay, yeah. The elementaries,
Yeah, so voting polls, I believe, are open from 7 this morning until 8 this evening.
So go to your normal poll, am I correct?
No, you go to the school.
Oh, you go to the
elementary school in your area.
Okay.
So, like Cam, because he lives near the George Washington School, he would go there. Because I live in Hurley, I would go to Meyer. If you live downtown, depending on if you had kids, where your kids would go, you'd go to John F. Kennedy, I believe.
Understood. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's off the grid. It's off the grid with the Board of Elections.
Correct.
Right.
Yeah, you were correct. 7 to 8.
7 to 8.
At the 7 elementary schools, huh?
Yeah. So, I think that's all of them, right?
It's got to be, yeah.
Did they list them?
No, it doesn't list them.
So we've got Crosby, Chambers, George Washington, Meyer, Edson, JFK. I'm missing one.
There's not one in Rifton anymore.
No.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, my heavens.
So most of Rondout is JFK?
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like Rondout Gardens, that area.
Huh.
Graves.
Graves, Robert Graves, yes, Port Ewing. Yep, Robert Graves in Port Ewing. There you go. So if you, really try to make time and go out and vote. It's important whether you have a child in school or you don't have a child in school.
If you're a taxpayer.
If you're a taxpayer. If you rent, you're still a taxpayer because you're paying rent and your landlord has to pay taxes. So, everybody should go out and vote in the school board election. I believe there's 5 people waiting to 5 people for 3 spots.
Yes, and the top 3 vote getters get the
Win.
spots. So.
Win. I don't know if that's really winning or not.
Yeah, get on out there.
I think it's a tough job to be on the school board.
I don't know any of them. I mean, I know Robin Jacobowitz, but she's been on the board, but I don't know any of the new people running, or new names running. I don't know if they're new people, but the newer candidates, I guess.
Go to the Freeman.
If you were in last week, they, I think Thursday, we had a couple school board candidates, and it was very informative.
Yeah.
And I was able to make a decision.
Did any of them have kids? In the school? 'Cause I know Jacob, that's Mike Sweeney.
One is just a very...
Got 4 kids in those.
One, and I can't remember her name, I'm sorry. Maybe I'll look at the guests. Yeah. But just an incredibly dedicated public servant and teacher.
Good.
Yeah. I think if you go to the Kingston School District's website, they probably have little bios or something on.
Yeah, they've had it in the paper over the last couple of weeks, but, if you missed the paper one day, you missed the bio, so.
So go out and vote.
But
educate yourself.
normally, Nina and I banter back and forth. So we had the mayor on at 7:30 this morning. He's our first guest. Unfortunately, we don't have an 8 o'clock guest. We had a blank, and I tried to get a couple of people that couldn't make it. And you are normally our 8:30 guest.
Yeah.
So,
so you're stuck with me.
Yeah. So you got a lot going on today. So definitely in your half hour, we can totally. You can be our guest. I'll be the host. You can be the guest. We'll switch hats or something.
All right. There you go.
Take off your co-host hat.
There you go.
But we had the lucky, I had the pleasure of attending a social function with you this weekend.
Yes, and it almost felt like the world was normal.
It was. It was a wonderful party. It was the 30th anniversary party for Deb and Craig Crump.
It was done very well. Very, not a huge amount of folks and lots of outdoor
Spread
space.
Outdoor. Yeah, played cornhole for about 2 hours.
I played Mega Jenga.
Giant Jenga.
Giant Jenga, yeah, Giant Jenga.
And you guys got that one board.
Yeah, I would just like to say I won.
There was I don't know how, everyone knows what Jenga is, but the pieces are like as big as your leg.
I think Craig made them.
They're big pieces of 2x4s, and it sits on a table. It's, the top of it's 5 feet tall. And it falls, it'll dent your floor, so you don't want to...
Well, when it was going to fall, everybody had to back up.
Yeah.
You don't want to get hurt.
But,
could have crushed your toe.
If there's 10 rows, 15 rows of Jenga blocks? Yeah. 5 rows up, they got down to one rail in the middle, and this pile was visibly tilted to the left, and it was like that for a while. It was I don't know how they got to that point, so that was pretty good.
It was fun. We had a lot of laughs.
Jenga-ing.
It was like pickup sticks with big stuff.
They're nested together, and you pull one block out.
Yeah, just like old pickup sticks.
Similar, yeah.
Kind
Similar,
of. I used to
okay.
love pickup sticks when I was a kid.
Exactly.
Obviously, I was very simple because I would play them for hours.
It's crafty, yeah. It was fun.
And we're mesmerized by the slinky, right?
Toys were a little simpler 40 years ago.
But pickup sticks I loved them. They came in all different bright. Mine were in colors, like all the primaries, and. Honestly, I would play it forever.
Let's get some pickup sticks next Tuesday.
There you go. Funny. But that was why I brought this up was, the mask mandate may be ending in New York, but that was the biggest social function I've been to in a year and a half.
I know, and it was 50 people.
Yeah.
It was not, it wasn't huge, but it was nice that everybody was, and I believe everybody there was vaccinated.
Probably.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember that Deb was saying, up.
Just looking around the room or, outside, looking at the attendees, I was pretty dang sure everyone was vaccinated.
Right, vaccinated.
Yeah, which is good. But it was a nice event, so hopefully,
It's a good, it's important to just be, even if you're not afraid of getting it, it's just what you do for your neighbor, So,
think of your dear old ma, or your grandfather, or your aunt or uncle, someone else that you're going to get sick.
Speaking of vaccinations, we'll talk about this later in the show, but I'll put a little plug in case people are getting ready to go out to work. This morning at People's Place, the Ulster County Department of Health mobile vaccination bus will be there starting at 8 o'clock from 8 to 1. Giving out vaccinations. You don't have to have an appointment. You don't need insurance. You don't need to bring your ID. All you have to do is come, and they will give you a vaccination, and they're all 3 to choose from.
Oh, really?
They're offering Pfizer,
wow.
Johnson & Johnson, and Moderna. Kids age 12 and plus now, so any human being from age 12 up can now get vaccinated. I believe if you're 12 to 16, you can only get the Pfizer, but they do have Pfizer there. And along with that, we'll have a health fair, but we'll talk about that later. I just wanted to kind of, because we're talking about vaccinations and people kind of starting to mingle again. It's important.
Vaccinations are slowing down too. So
yeah.
The rate of
there's always going to be anti-vaxxers, but people who are mobility, have mobility issues or travel, transportation issues. So.
This could be right outside.
Yeah,
so you don't have to worry about navigating steps.
Is that really unique that you're offering all 3 available vaccinations?
Cool.
That is incredibly. It seems like unprecedented almost. I don't know how often that is.
I think they might have done it in a few spots before, but I'm not sure. I know it's new to what we've done in the few times that we've done the vaccinations at people's place.
Definitely, yeah.
I got
to choose.
Went to the county in New Paltz. I got there's no choice. Pfizer.
Right.
They told me I'm getting it. I was like, I didn't care what I got, but
Right. Yeah.
I don't believe it's a choice. They just gave you what they had.
So since there's no school today for students, if you would like your child,
go get the J&J. One and done.
Get the shot. If they're 12 to 16, they have to get Pfizer, I believe. Right. But I think if you're 16 and over, I think you can get Johnson & Johnson. I'm not 100% sure, but they will let you know when you get there. So
this is a brand new bus.
Something to do on your day off from school.
Yeah, I just saw like a couple days ago in the paper they had a picture of it. Is this a brand new vehicle they just fitted up, or
appears it's probably a repurposed vehicle, like they used it for something else and now they're using it for this. I think it's a great idea for them to be able to go out into the community and
I know they've been going
reach other areas.
Like Sue Copenhaver was in last week, and she's been working with the at the sites or whatever, I guess, and they're traveling. Yes. I think it's the same vehicle.
I think it was in Marlboro yesterday.
Okay, is that the same vehicle?
Yes, I think there's only one.
Cool.
Yeah. So I think it's a great initiative on the Department of Health, and the counties. It's the county's Department of Health, effort to try to continue to get individuals vaccinated. And at first, when they were like, oh, we'll do it on Tuesday because you do the farm stand. So also happening this morning is the farm stand. And I was like, oh, okay. So now I don't know how many people are going to be there on Tuesday morning. And then I found out that schools were closed, for the students. The teachers still have to go. Yeah. But so the only thing is, if your student is under 18, I think the parent has to go with them to sign off to let them get the vaccine. Yes, a waiver. That would be what it's called.
Always a waiver. Can't do anything without a waiver anymore.
Yeah. So, anyway, there you have it. So we've got voting, we've got vaccinations.
Yep, sports are coming back, and everything's good.
Yeah.
Hopefully,
we
life
hope.
will be a little bit normal by fall. And I saw in the news last night, what was it, New York? I think it was right. They're saying no virtual school, like in the fall, no more. I think it wasn't New York.
Everybody back?
It was Jersey or Connecticut, I think. Yeah, everyone back. They're like, no virtual. Everyone's back.
I think all the kids are back to school at the Kingston School District,
but you can still...
Or you can opt out.
You can opt out still. And I think Fridays... I should know. My son's still in school. I think it's only 4 days a week. Fridays.
Is he graduating this year?
Yeah, I know.
Wow.
Actually, I'm super proud of him right now. He is...
You're super proud of him all the time. Let's not limit it to
more
right
specific. He's young. He's going to he's not going to be 18 until November. So he's graduating at 17. But come January, he just enrolled in the lineman school in
That's
Saugerties.
Awesome. Yeah. Is that new in Saugerties?
Relatively, yes.
Yeah, because I know someone who went to lineman school. This was probably 5 years ago, though, and they had to go down to like Tennessee or Kentucky or someplace for it. Yeah. Such a high demand job.
Oh, goodness gracious. Big money.
Yeah.
High demand. You can go anywhere you want, travel. You can write your own, practically write your own ticket. And as the world goes more solar, where do things, all these solar farms got to get hooked up, and
it's a great thing.
Our grid,
I didn't know
electricity is only going to get bigger because
I didn't know there was one in Saugerties.
Yeah, it's a couple years old, I believe, and
wow.
Got turned on to it. My brother-in-law, ex-brother-in-law, Shane Nagy. Do you know Shane? Aaron Nagy? Shane? Aaron.
Familiar. Yeah.
Anyhow, he's been a lineman for 25 years. Makes a fantastic living.
Yeah.
He's like senior. He can, pick
Write his
and
own
choose
ticket.
his shifts.
Yeah.
Whatever, and he actually teaches he instructs some at the lineman school.
Uh-huh.
So
That's awesome.
great. I never would have thought of it. We had started the whole conventional college thing. The application, looking at writing the essay, all that kind of stuff. And he was like, Dad, I don't know what I want. I don't even really want to go to college. I don't know what I want to do.
Right.
I don't want to be $80,000 in debt.
Right. Yeah.
And he's named off 6 of his friends that are going to college. They still don't know what the heck they want to do.
Correct.
So, I was like, don't, Ben. You can always go.
Right,
and then
right.
this has come along, and
What a great idea.
fantastic.
And it's like, aren't they our favorite people to see whenever there's a power outage? We're
Yeah.
like, where's the lineman?
That's where
they
you
need
make
more
the
people,
money.
So.
When there's a disaster, a hurricane
Right.
down in Virginia, whatever.
Yep, get on the truck and go.
Yeah, mutual aid, and you can make $10,000 in a weekend. $20,000, in 5 days. It's amazing.
True. But there was just a whole article that trades, for years and years, and I don't know why people would ever have done this, but for years and years, people kind of poo-pooed it off to the side, like, trade school, don't go to a plumber, electrician. Like, they are the most in demand. And I was just reading that there's going to be such a shortage when basically our generation is retiring. There was like a gap where people didn't want to do it. They're going to be able to write their own tickets.
Yeah.
They're going to be able to charge whatever they want.
Wow, desperate for people. Every plumber.
Present day, there's a shortage. Even present day, yes.
I think they sort of went away because of the growth of the private college. How in the last 20 years, that's a self-serving industry.
Of course it is.
And we built a completely new economy with the internet too, so that really gravitated a lot of people away from the trades.
Correct. They wanted to do
Office,
tech stuff.
But for whatever, actually all of those reasons combined, put us in that position where we are now with. You can try to get a plumber, a contractor.
It's hard.
You want to put a new kitchen in. Okay, maybe in the fall I can
squeeze you in.
Yeah, like we can begin.
We'll start, and then we'll see you in January.
Even if you know them well. Even if you know them well, they're booked up.
We have mutual friends. I know guys that be working, and the neighbor will come over, like standing on the bottom of the ladder, and be like, "Hey, how much is he paying you? I'll double it. Start, come work at my house." Like,
yeah, no, they need it. It's a huge need, and I think that they should sort of encourage kids, more.
Yep.
So when Mickey was little, they had Bob the Builder. He was like this little.
Yeah.
cartoon.
Oh, yeah.
You remember that? I don't know. And
what's going to work? No, that's Wonder Twins teamwork. Bob the Builder. Can we do it? Yes, we
we
can.
can. Oh, can we do it? Yes, we can.
Bob the
That's
Builder.
it. Yeah, and that was a popular little cartoon there, which I thought was great.
They had an ice show, a traveling show. Yeah, that was a whole.
Oh yes, there was a show at the Egg, and I
lucky you
achieved grandeur by being able to attend the Bob the Builder show live.
yeah, on ice. Right? What you do for your kids. We saw the Wiggles at the Civic Center. Remember the Wiggles?
Oh, the Wiggles were like hugely popular.
Yum fruit salad. Right?
That's it. And think about those stupid little jingles that stick in your head. Like, I'm like, now that'll be my earworm for the day. Thanks, Cam.
Yum fruit salad. Well, I don't want to say it, but shark, baby shark, or whatever.
Oh, baby shark. I kind of missed that. That was like a couple years ago, right?
Yeah. But, oh, my goodness, you couldn't escape that.
But the Wiggles, yum fruit salad. Yeah, that's it. And they're rubbing their but at least they were saying positive messages.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't think any of them were ever arrested for any hanky-panky, so
I don't know.
They're good Australians.
Yeah, there you have it. So, I don't know.
Yeah, the things you do for your kids.
So what else is new?
Boy, what else is new? I didn't even want to bring it up because bad news, but there was more gunfire in Kingston last night.
Oh, where was that?
On the corner of Franklin and Fair. About 5 houses away from me, yeah. There was actually an exchange of gunfire. It wasn't just a shooting, it was an exchange.
Anybody get...
There's no blood on the street. No one was injured. They don't know if anything was hit, but the cops were there for hours.
Well, the problem is you could say if anyone was hit, but they had to be somewhere, house, a fence, and it's yeah.
There's that stone house right at the end, the Van Steenberg house, right where Franklin dead ends into Washington, right by GW School.
Yeah.
Which also
Yes.
shooting literally invisible distance of an elementary
school.
I mean, it was 5:30.
Right, because that's the block, isn't it? Like
Yeah.
you drive straight into the school.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, next door. Yeah.
Right.
The senior home is like right there.
Yes, yeah. Hudson Valley Senior Residence.
But yeah, it was like 5:30, before 6 o'clock last night. Yeah.
Like, so broad daylight. Really,
Yeah,
I mean, it's
sitting
bright.
on our back
and
porch, relaxing, thinking about what's for dinner, and boom, 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 boom. What the heck? Is that fireworks? I don't think so.
Well, that's what I was just gonna say. Do you think it's like I would think at first if I heard it, oh, fireworks.
I did at first because I was like, that can't be gunshots like that. Then I was, and then, cops came and they blocked off the block and whatever. So
Even when it's tragic, usually that's the first impression. It's something fun or something.
yeah.
Somebody's doing something.
You don't want to default to.
No. But that's humanly irresponsible.
Yeah, absolutely.
Humanly irresponsible to be doing that in a midtown area like that.
But I mean, so all of them. I mean, thank God Schnody was hit. People have been killed. But anyhow, that's not a nice topic to talk about.
I'm like, okay,
But it has to be talked about. So
thanks for bringing us down.
yeah.
Ken.
Well, the mayor's coming on, and he's been under a lot of fire.
I
What
would
the heck
not
can
want
the
that
mayor
job
do?
for
Yeah.
for anything. Nothing.
He's
It's-
not out patrolling, so you can't blame the mayor for everything. So
No, it's there are societal issues that one person has absolutely cannot do anything about.
Yep. A lot of issues run deep.
That's
Yep.
true.
That's all.
That's
They're all
true.
related: mental health, poverty, income disparity, housing.
But we had a
food
good time on
shortage.
Saturday at the
Yeah.
party, didn't we, Kim?
Yeah, we did.
Let's circle back around to
Yeah,
happy.
there we go. Yeah, and I don't know what's the next party coming up. There's got to be another party coming up sometime.
I know. So they did have they are changing the mask mandate a little bit.
Yeah, I guess Wednesday. Yes, that's good.
But-
I haven't read the article, but
But it's still important to know that businesses can ask you to wear a mask no matter what. If the state or the CDC or whomever is saying you don't have to wear a mask outside or wherever the case is, if a business chooses to say yes, you have to wear a mask on our property, that business has the right to do that. So you still have to wear your mask. I know, just for People's Place, we are, we're up independent, not for profit, and we can mandate that people who come on our property have to wear a mask. We have a lot of folks who come who are not, healthy. They have
Elderly,
some medical challenges, and we do have a lot of seniors. So, and because it does deal with food, we are going to continue,
I think you're gonna see-
having people. I think you're still going to see a lot of businesses say, you have to have a mask on when you come in.
at least for the foreseeable future.
Yeah, maybe as time dwindles, it will
Come
go
fall,
away.
yeah, when
But the funniest, the ironic, it's not funny, just the unusual thing I've noticed is in a lot of the Asian countries, people have been wearing masks
a long time.
for decades.
Yeah.
It's nothing new to them.
Yeah. For a variety of reasons, pollution,
Yes, pollution,
and health, public health issues. But I think we're going to see individuals wearing masks for a long time, maybe forever. It won't be uncommon anymore to see people
No,
wearing masks.
I don't think so.
I think that's probably here to stay for a lot of people.
Well, and let's face it, it's become a whole industry.
Yeah, and
all these fancy.
Look what
masks.
even happened with regular, there's a over the counter cough and cold medicine. It's like the sales have tanked
because people aren't sick.
Yeah, the flu season was one of the mildest in recent history.
Right. Yep.
And that's because people have been washing, not touching
And they're
their
not
faces,
putting their
and
hands
wearing
by-
masks. And
Right.
it's like wow,
Yeah.
all those things that
The calming. I didn't get a cold this year. Go figure. See, knock
Yeah,
on,
amen.
knock on whatever this is.
Honestly,
for
think
Micah.
about it, I normally get a bronchial nightmare for a month.
in
It starts with
January
a
or
cough,
February,
and then
yeah.
it goes and it sits
Yeah,
in your
yeah.
lungs for you get that
Yeah.
for a month. 2 years in a row, I haven't gotten it. So, wow.
See that? Hmm.
Huh. There's
Yeah,
something.
there you go. There you go. Contemplate that on our break, and we and talk about something new when we come back.
Yep. So we'll be back. Hopefully, we'll be back with the mayor at 7:30, and it's call-in show 331-9255. Please
call and say hello.
Yeah, please. Otherwise, you're gonna hear us blathering all morning. All right, Dan, you want to take it away?
Thank you, Christine Hein and Cameron Rylance, and you're listening to KCR, Kingston Community Radio, AM 920 and 92.5 FM. My name is Dan Gatis, and it is 7:30 a.m. right now, Tuesday, May 18th, and it's 54 degrees here in Uptown Kingston. Today, sun and clouds mixed, beautiful day, high near 80. Tonight, mainly clear skies, a low of 51. Wednesday, sunshine, a high around 85. Wednesday night, few clouds, low 56. Thursday, partly cloudy to cloudy skies in the afternoon, a high of 85. And Thursday night, cloudy skies early, then partly cloudy later at night, low of 56. Sounds like pretty good weather here coming up. And we'll be right back after these messages.
Thanks for starting your day with Kingston Community Radio on 920 WGHQ AM Kingston and 92.5 W223CR FM Kingston, New York. Magic 92.5.
How do airplanes fly? What's in this box? What does this thing do?
Kids are curious about everything, including guns. Learn how to store your gun securely and make your home safer at endfamilyfire.org. Brought to you by End Family Fire, Brady, and the Ad Council.
If you came across someone struggling with hunger, how would you recognize them?
By their clothes,
their age,
the way they speak.
Hunger can be hard to recognize. Learn why at IamHungerInAmerica.org. Brought to you by Feeding America, 200 Food Banks Strong, and the Ad Council.
Hi, I'm your host, Smokey Colbert. Filling in for Smokey, because after 75 years of...
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Turns out there's much more to say. Nearly 90% of wildfires are caused by us humans being careless, dumping our used barbecue coals willy-nilly. Guess the song was wrong. We did start the fire. That's why I respect Mother Nature and her trees, whether coniferous or new car scented. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Hi, this is Dina Roy from Hurley, and I support the Kingston Community Radio, and so should you.
And we're back. You're with us here at KCR, Kingston Community Radio, AM 920 and 92.5 FM. This portion of Kingston Community Radio is being brought to you by Mid-Hudson Valley Federal Credit Union, 1099 Morton Boulevard in Kingston. And our call-in number is 331-9255, and KCR can be followed worldwide at mykcr.org. And we are always streaming live, 7 to 9 a.m. every weekday during our show. Let's get back to the on-air studio with Christine Hein, Cameron Rylance, and Steve. I think this is the first time that you've been in the studio since we moved.
Yes, it's beautiful.
That's right.
I like it.
Yeah.
It's nice.
Good morning.
Good morning.
It's yes, it's nicer than the old address. That's for darn sure.
Happy to see you live and in person.
Yeah, well, welcome back.
Thank you.
So,
happy to be back.
Steve Noble, Mayor of City of Kingston, is our guest. 331-9255 is the number. But we were just talking off the air about the mask mandates getting lifted, and so starting tomorrow, you're just saying no more masks required to enter City Hall?
Yeah, no, we're actually putting together a new reopening plan based on the governor's policy and the CDC. And so our building will still be open 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. We'll still be taking temperatures, still be going through our COVID checklist. We'll be asking people if they've been vaccinated. But yeah, we will be following the guidelines now.
Yeah,
and so as long as you're vaccinated, you won't need to wear a mask inside any of our city government buildings. But if you're not vaccinated, you will still have to wear a mask.
So will you make them show their vaccination card? How do you prove that they're vaccinated?
Yeah, I mean, at this point, we're going to have folks fill out kind of the normal COVID questionnaire, and that will just be a question. At this point, we're not going to prove. Ask for proof, but we'll have to see how that goes. Because, again, we don't, when they fill out the COVID questionnaire and it says, well, have you traveled internationally? We don't ask for proof of that either currently. And so, but all of our staff, we still have partitions when people meet, so they are protected. And again, it is this is all a new world for all of us. We're trying to, follow all of the best practices, but thankfully, most of my city employees have been vaccinated.
Well, I
so that's a
imagine,
good sign.
and personal choice too. You can choose to wear one. So I imagine staffers that interact, over a counter with people may choose to wear it, and someone that's in the back office, doesn't have to. So it's personal choice. You can wear what the heck you want, So
You have the plexiglass.
Yes, we do.
So the roundabout, I love it.
So,
it is
Okay,
awesome.
so the roundabout, I've seen a lot.
I know you may hate it. I know. Our mutual.
I'm
friend,
not saying I hate it.
Our
I'm
mutual
saying-
friend, the hairdresser, hates it.
I'm
the
saying
construction
I
doesn't hate it.
stand upstairs at people's places, look out the big windows,
Awesome.
and the things I have seen, it's kind of like I probably could be like a TikTok phenomena if I was A, on TikTok, B, knew how
Filming
TikTok
it,
worked,
filming
and
stuff.
C, decided to film it because it's hysterical.
yeah, there have been a few people
It's a
that have
little
gone the
scary,
wrong
but-
way and things like that.
Yeah, it'll happen.
The other day, I was going up Broadway, and I felt so bad for this man. And he came, and he was coming head on. He was going to hit me because he missed the first turn off to go down Broadway, and it's so confusing because it's not done yet.
Yeah,
And he obviously has driven that way because he went the way you would normally go down Broadway, and it still has those double lines. And he's looking at me, and I'm looking at him, and I quick scooted over, and he went, and I just felt bad for him because then I heard horns, blowing at him for.
Yeah.
I'm like, look, obviously the guy knows he's going the wrong way, but you can't turn around. There's nothing you can do.
Steve, I have a question for you, if you don't mind. I'm infinitely intrigued with the logistics that went on to keep the traffic moving, and all the infrastructure work that had to be done underground first, all of the infrastructure above ground, all of the concrete work, all of the temporary bypasses and things like that. Who is responsible for that genius? That is a logistical challenge beyond almost any, and that was just extraordinary work.
Pretty seamless too.
Who are the geniuses responsible for that kind of timing logistics for the system?
That's a great question. And, so the project was designed by New York State DOT engineers. And so the phasing of the project, and so we are actually in phase 5 now. And so as part of the drawings for the project, they actually laid out every phase. So phase 1, this is what the traffic pattern is going to look like. Phase 2, this is what the traffic pattern is going to look like, all the way up to this phase. And then kind of phase 6 is the final, right? And it's really remarkable. And we also, DOT, just like every state agency, they always have to give the contract to the lowest bidder. But we were lucky to get DA Collins to be the lowest bidder on this project because they really have done a fabulous
Their
job.
workers have been really nice. I mean, we have to deal with it. We've been dealing with it for
every
2
day.
years, every day. And the workers have been nice. The stone walls they're building.
Yeah,
going to
when
be
it's done and
beautiful.
planted and paved and lined, it's going to be actually nice looking.
Who puts all the trees? Like they're putting trees in.
Yeah, so there is going to be their DA Collins is going to be doing that too.
Do that too.
So there's definitely going to be landscaping as part of the plan. The rock wall is beautiful.
Gorgeous.
We really worked with DOT on that. We pushed them pretty hard to be able to provide a little bit more of a gateway look. Normally,
sort of keeping with the historic
Yeah.
bluestone from the area kind
and
of look.
so DOT hasn't, at first they just build roundabouts, but we were like, well, this is the entrance to our city.
And the lights,
So the lights,
like
Lights are
historical
beautiful.
looking lights, sort of. Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, and they really followed our lead because we're doing the Broadway Streetscape project. We wanted everything to match,
tie
and
in.
so we didn't want them to put in fixtures that didn't look like the rest of Broadway.
Yeah.
So they agreed to follow our lead on that.
They look really pretty, really pretty. I have a question for you. What are those teal pipes that stick up all the way down Broadway? Does it have to do with underlined things?
Yes,
like,
and so-
nobody seems to know. Somebody was like, I think they're for bikes. I'm like, no, they have something to do with
something. I don't know.
Yeah, so each one
Pipes
of those basically planting areas that you see, instead of having storm drains along Broadway, those are now the storm drains. So all along Broadway, wherever you see one of those planting areas, you will actually see a couple inch gap in the curb. The water will go in there when it rains. It will then filtrate down through the earth. But really, really heavy rains, below ground will be those pipes that will be able to actually accept water when it rains too hard. What those will do when they're done and they're ready to plant the bed, they will actually cut them and cap them. During the winter months, they left them tall so that people wouldn't fall into the hole. And so as we go to plant, they will actually get cut down to
okay. Some of them have been cut towards the top of Broadway already.
They're getting ready.
I thought, maybe
we're
it
doing
has something
planting
to do with
next week. I think they're going to start putting plants in.
What are they putting in?
Oh man, we have. I think that they're planting 77 trees over that length of Broadway, of all different types, as well as thousands of different grasses and flowers, throughout the whole corridor there. So we had 40 trees before. And half of those were dead. Yeah,
and
so
they had to pick like the right kind of tree for a treescape too.
Yes, and so these are designed not to buckle the sidewalks. Some will grow,
handle the salt.
Yes, and again, none of them are going to be 120-foot trees, but they're all going to be designed to live on a very busy corridor. And especially with businesses, we want to be able to have trees that are also going to allow people to see the businesses. I know that it's always an issue for all of our businesses that are along Broadway. So, it has to be well designed. And I think that they've done a great job with that.
I think that the trees they put along Pine Grove Avenue are going to be beautiful. I was so sad when they ripped it all up, but now you can see it's all going to be really pretty. Pine Grove Avenue is one of the prettiest streets in Kingston. If you really look at, you're going straight down and you see the cemetery gate. I mean, it really is a pretty street.
It's 100 feet wide or whatever it is. It's huge.
Yeah, in a few weeks there will not be a Planet Wings anymore.
I was
exciting.
almost afraid to ask about that. So if you'd like to chat about it.
Yeah, so it's the first week in June we will probably start demolition of the structure, and then shortly thereafter we'll be starting on redesigning the whole intersection, and so that project is moving forward full steam ahead.
Is that a Kingston project? Is county, state?
Yeah, it's a city project.
It's a city project.
Yep. And so we received actually $750,000 from Kevin Cahill through a state grant to be able to allow that project to come to fruition.
It's got to change. The other day I waited at Prince Street trying to take a left towards Broadway. On
a train must have been going because you
it was just the traffic coming down Grant. Yeah, oh yeah.
It was a train,
It was literally like through 3 light cycles.
That's why.
That's a terrible intersection.
You're going to
question for you. A listener just texted me and want to go back to the plantings. Is the city going to be responsible for them, or the maintenance of those, or can businesses adopt them, or?
Yeah, so actually, what happened on Pine Grove is that the Fuller Building and the YMCA worked with the city to adopt the medians there. And so the city paid for the trees, and now the Y and the Fuller Building are going to be helping to maintain them. They've been watering them every day. And with our construction contract, the first year is included. To make sure that the plants survive and, don't die after being planted. So there's a warranty on those. But then after that, it'll be up to the city to be able to maintain. And we really have tried to design these so that they can be as easy to maintain as possible. But there is definitely going to be maintenance required. And I think that's one of the things that, we'll see as we build future budgets is that we want to be able to make sure that we maintain our city a little bit better. And now that we've got the economic development opportunities that are occurring, I think our city can afford it.
Well, I'd also would like to see the businesses that have a planting in front of them would hopefully step up a little bit and take some pride and, own it, quote unquote own it. So that would be important.
So that's
it makes their outside look nicer.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's more welcoming.
And so by the end of September, the roundabout will be finished pretty much. The paving on Broadway will have either just started or just being completed. In that whole section, the sidewalk work will be all done.
Down,
it is. So
I saw them. They're starting to take away some of that big equipment.
Yep. Our sewer project is being finished as we speak in the next week or two, and so really, it's all coming together.
So they're changing the intersection of Pine Grove and Broadway and Grand, right? That's going to be a little more
going to be lined up.
Aligned.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so that will also be done. That one, we're starting this summer. It'll be done by November.
What's going where? I know they're taking part of it where Planet Wings is. Is it what's going to be in the rest of that space? Is it going to be
a little bit of green space?
Green?
Yep, a little bit of green space. We're going to
nice.
have some space to be able to design kind of like a future community, space.
I bet Dallas would like that.
Yeah, it'll be nice for
people
outdoor
get hot dogs.
Yeah,
And just kind of go, or Monkey Joe's. You kind of can walk down to there, and
we'll also be
chess tables. I love those things.
Those are cool.
In front of the Millard building.
Big giant Jenga.
Yeah.
Now there's going to be some more green space there by realigning.
So in front of the Millard building, we're removing that city parking lot. There's about 3 spaces there. So we're removing that, and that's going to be just one big open, plaza. Cool. For now with grass.
Green space?
Green space,
yeah,
yep. And then we'll be, which we think is going to be really wonderful for the businesses that are there to be able to,
Where will you park if you want to go to those
businesses? So they have their own private parking lot right across the street, but they also will be replacing those 3 spots and putting them out on Broadway. Right now, there's no parking there because there's kind of like a bus stop that isn't.
What's so weird there?
You can flag the bus now.
Dead end street.
Yes. So there's lots of parking, and so we very easily were able to replace those parking spaces. Yeah. So busy time with construction.
It all is. It really you drive down. I drive down Broadway at least seriously 5 to 6 times a day, back and forth, and I just think it's like it has a renaissance, and with the roundabout and with all the trees, when everything's done, and the businesses are they're developing. They're even ones that have been there a while have done some renovation projects on the outside of their building. It really will look beautiful when you are coming in, and that was always tough because you went from uptown and you wanted to get downtown, but you had to go through Midtown, and it was kind of tough.
Yeah, now
this will make it so much nicer, and it sort of is cohesive with downtown and uptown.
Yes, absolutely. The whole corridor is coming together.
Yeah, because, you think about it, it's really quite grand, like where City Hall is, and the high school, and the Carnegie Building. It's
Now, have they started on the pool yet? The splash pad?
Yeah. So all of that work is happening right now.
Oh,
so
cool.
You don't notice much outside, but we've laid all of the pipes. We had to do a UV filter.
Where's that going to be?
At Andretta Pool. So actually,
Right at the pool.
if you're looking at the pool on the right hand side in the grass attached to the pool deck, we're putting in a 30-foot, wide diameter circumference, splash pad, and so it's going to be
great.
Accessible to all, and really this summer the pool we've made free for everyone to
that's
use.
cool.
And
nice.
so we hope to open at the end of June and be able to have everything all put together.
So ready when school closes.
Yes, so
normally that's what it is anyhow.
Yes,
isn't it?
yep. Usually the last week in June. Yeah, and we'll have summer camp this summer. So
what's going on with the city rec summer camp?
Yeah, so we're going to be operating pretty much like normal. There'll be requirements for kids to wear masks and things like that. But
that hasn't really changed. And the pods are still.
Yeah, we'll have smaller groups. We've got less people, kind of booked for each. I think we capped each park at 50 instead of the normal 75. And so it's really we're excited to kind of get back into the normal swing of things.
Absolutely.
So
yeah, that's
it'll
great.
still be,
I know a lot of parents are excited for you to get back in this thing.
I think it's great that you're making the pool free, that the parks are all opening back up, that we've got the Empire State Trail down that you can walk down through where Hutton Brickyard is, which is phenomenally gorgeous. There's stuff so that means the little splash pad's going to be free. I think that those all make the quality of life in our community so much better. And kudos to you and your staff for allowing that to happen. For having the vision and going through things. The wheels.
Thank you.
We have a caller. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Hey, Cam. How are you?
Oh, good. Good morning.
This is Mike in Saugerties.
Yeah.
Mr. Mayor, good morning, Mr. Mayor and Christine.
Hi.
Morning.
Mr. Mayor, I'm not a Kingston resident, but I am concerned because me and my family and I know other people who live around me often come into Kingston, and with the spate of shootings that have been taking place. Do you think that having some sort of a guns for gift cards or guns for cash or something like that might cut that down a little bit? If you talk to the police authorities, maybe something like that might help a little bit.
Yeah, actually, so a month or a month and a half ago, we actually launched that program. We called it Groceries for Guns, and we've actually given out gift cards.
I mean, like setting a certain date, having it in a certain place, like the armory, for example.
Yeah, so we actually we launched this program where people could bring us their weapons, firearms, or we could go to them. We also are working with the New York State Attorney General's office or ATF to be able to actually host an in-person day all on one day. So we'll be announcing that this week. But so far, since I'm trying to remember the statistics at this point, but we've gotten multiple handguns, multiple rifles, multiple shotguns, all in the course of the last month since announcing this program. And so it's really, most of it is because people just, what we found are most weapons that are used in violent crime are stolen. And it's usually, they're stolen from people who don't appropriately lock up weapons. It's someone who keeps an old, shotgun in their attic, or a handgun that was passed down from a relative that someone didn't want and they just stored it away. And people
I would think that I'm thinking that with the number of people trying to move up from the city, as well as that this would be a major problem in Kingston, as well as the rest of Ulster County, for that matter.
Yeah, it's not so much the people moving up from the city, I don't think, because most of them are affluent. Mike, honestly, it's street-level drug dealers.
I understand that.
Yeah.
But the fact of the matter is that people are doing that. But if they see that this is happening...
Yeah, well, it's a lot less than Brooklyn.
You're going to chase them right out.
Yeah, so one of the things that we...
And what about the building of that Kingston?
Yeah, so one of the things that we're also doing that we just started this past week is we actually are putting out additional officers as part of our community engagement efforts. So each week we're going to have 30 hours of overtime available for officers to be out in the Midtown community, walking the beat, getting to meet the neighbors.
I think that's a great idea.
And, just being around and being present.
It's a good thing as long as, the officers have... as long as they don't get overstressed.
Yeah, no, I think we've got a whole new contingent of younger officers who, overtime is definitely something that they're interested in. They don't have a lot of family commitments.
You're not getting rich on a salary, cop salary, unfortunately.
So
but that'll be good because if they're newer officers, they're going to be on the police force for a long time. And it will be great for them to create bonds with the neighbors in the communities.
Yeah.
Because they're going to be around for a while.
Okay, thank you very much, guys. Have a good
Thanks
day.
for calling. Thanks for listening, Mike. Appreciate it.
Okay, bye-bye.
Another program, the Friday Night Lights or whatever,
Yes,
that's going to be
starts
starting
in June.
Yeah,
and Friday nights, the high school will be open from 6 to 10 p.m. To be able to allow high school age youth to be able to have a safe place to come and play. And everything from using the gym to different clubs to arts and all kinds of amazing collaborators. Food. There'll be food. And the County of Ulster, the City School District, and the Kingston have partnered together to put that on. And it's really an exciting initiative. And to be able to have it's modeled after our program in Newark. Speaking of the school district, I think I'd be remiss in not reminding people that today is school board elections. People should get out and vote. I know it's one of the first times we've actually had a contested school board race in almost a decade. And so there are 5 people running for just 3 seats. And so I caused a whole kerfuffle when I endorsed a couple of candidates this week. Who knew that the mayor making an endorsement would hurt? But we, I felt that like when we are thinking about the school board, the school district has a $200 million budget, and the school board also elects the leader of the school system. Where the city school of Kingston, we have a $45 million budget, so when you think about it, the power that school board members have, and it's an important thing, and so I really encourage folks that. If they can get out there, and vote, they should, and they should learn about the candidates. And, I think it's important for, folks that are leaders in our community to step up. And I'm really happy to see new people running for some of these seats, and that just people should not be afraid to put their name out there. So that's really great.
Yeah, absolutely. And, personally, I know a couple of them, and for one, Rob and Jacob, they have kids in the school district. I mean, they have 4 kids in the Kingston City School District. So, I mean, that's, if you're not more vested than that. So, and I don't know about any of the other candidates, but.
Yeah, I think Matthew and Michelle, they also have kids in the district.
Awesome.
Yeah,
good.
Which I think and they're both teachers as well.
And so I know, Herb Lamb, he's lived here forever, so.
Yeah, so there's a good contingent of folks to be able to, for people to learn about. So. Get out there, vote today. It's open from 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. or 8 p.m. tonight at your local elementary school. So, but I think the other thing that I wanted to just mention is that we've got a lot of events starting to come up, and so just next weekend is the Spring Stroll. Which is an event that's being put on by Cuba. But it's not just an uptown event. And so there's actually restaurants and businesses across the whole city that are opening up for Memorial Day weekend. And they've all kind of partnered together to all be open all weekend long, including on Monday.
That's nice.
And really to be able to try to encourage, retail shopping experiences to happen. And they've got businesses signed up from downtown, midtown, and uptown. And so, it's really kind of a COVID-safe approach to be able to get people to come into the city.
I've seen this poster. How does the Spring Stroll work? What does it start and end in a certain place?
Yeah, it's just really, the goal was to be able to bring as many, businesses together to be open and accessible on the same weekend, so that...
Which is nice, because sometimes you go places on Sunday, it's your only day off, and everything's closed.
Yeah, and with it
or Monday, it's hard.
And with it being a holiday weekend, we really just wanted to let people know that this is a great time to come to Kingston. May is beautiful, and it's just
kick off the summer.
Yeah, and our retail businesses have really our restaurants were able to be more creative. Many of them were able to expand outside with our restaurant initiative with the parklets that we created. But our retail businesses haven't really been as successful. Many people turn to Amazon and some of the larger companies, and so this is really just an opportunity for locals and tourists and visitors to be able to support some of our great retail businesses.
Local, it's a grassroots thing.
And also thank you to the business owners. I mean, yes, it's for their business, but a lot of people, it is their only day off, and they're giving up their holiday weekend to work, whether it be the owner or an employee. So when you're strolling around, also thank them for being open, because they are making a little bit of a sacrifice also. So, as a past retail worker many years ago.
Oh yeah, you own a restaurant. Your busiest days are everyone's off time.
Yeah. Everybody else is having a party. You're working.
When everyone's working, you're off.
Yeah. So it never hurts to say thank you. I started, probably should have started it years ago, but since COVID, you'd go different places and you had to have these people who oftentimes were not making very much money per hour, that were working and still going, not sitting home collecting unemployment. They were out there. And I started I go everywhere, even Quick Check, wherever, and I say, thank you for working. Like, it's just kind of at the end, I just thank everybody for working, because a lot of times we lose sight of, what it must be like to have to put yourself out, especially at a scary time when other people are kind of hiding. You're going to work at, at any of these businesses that really have face-to-face interaction.
And honestly, with some of those bonuses on, the added bumps to unemployment, a lot of people made more money on unemployment than they did fully employed. So,
but if anyone's looking for work, we've got part-time work, full-time work, seasonal work, in both Parks and Recreation and many other city positions right now.
When is, has Lawn and Leaf debris been has that pickup started yet?
Every other Friday.
Every other Friday.
Depending on which week you are, but yes.
It's the same week as cardboard, I
Yes.
think? Okay. So it's begun. All right.
It has.
Oh, so that's a good PSA you just did there, Cam.
There you go.
Look at that.
I need to know. I got bags to put out.
And you can find the calendar on our city website.
All right, excellent.
So, but yes, we encourage folks, if they are looking for employment, we do have lots of opportunities this summer and throughout the year for part-time, full-time
A lot
work.
of college kids are just getting home right now.
Yeah.
So
they're busy.
Sure.
Excellent.
True.
Well, Mr. Mayor, we are about at the top of the hour, so thank you very much.
It's great to see both of you
so
again.
much.
Good work.
Really good to see you. And thanks for being here in person.
Yeah, and
Great.
first, and enjoying the new studio. So
Yeah, it's wonderful.
great to have you. So cool.
Yeah.
All right,
City's looking fabulous. Thank you for all your efforts.
Thank you.
Yeah, and we'll see you back here in a month. We hope. All right, Dan. Yeah, perfect timing. Boom. All right, take it away.
Thank you, Cam. Thank you so much, Christine Hein. And a very, very special thanks for Steve Noble making a personal appearance today here at our new studios on Lucas Avenue. And Kingston Community Radio is WGHQ AM 920 and 92.5 FM and streaming online at mykcr.org. Tuesday, May 18th today, and 55 degrees here in Uptown Kingston. This last portion of Kingston Community Radio has been brought to you by Mid-Hudson Valley Federal Credit Union, 1099 Morton Boulevard in Kingston. And a little bit about the weather and forecast for the next few days. Today, sun and clouds mixed, a high near 80. Tonight, mainly clear skies, a low of 51. Wednesday, sunshine, a high around 85. Wednesday night, a few clouds, low of 56. Thursday, partly cloudy to cloudy skies in the afternoon, clouding up a little bit later, and it's a high of 85 on Thursday. Thursday night, cloudy skies early, then partly cloudy later at night, a low of 56. Some good weather coming up in the next few days.
Thanks for starting your day with Kingston Community Radio on 920 WGHQ AM Kingston and 92.5 W223CR FM Kingston, New York. Magic 92.5.
We are Lions. We bring hope where it's needed. We are a global force for good. Support causes that matter. Change lives. Change communities. Change the world. We can do more together than we can alone. Join in. Experience the joy of serving. Be part of the movement. Give back. Let's unite the world for good. We are Lions. You can be too. Visit weserve.org.
What is us?
Us is a foundation.
Us is the future.
Us is a bond.
But right now, that bond is fraying.
And we need a place that could make it whole.
From diabetes prevention to safety around water.
The why fills the gaps.
And bridges our divides.
But they can't do it without us.
Donate today.
Because where there's a why, there's an us.
Read by members of the why.
The why, for a better us.
Hi, this is Eleanor Arrow from the town of Ulster, and I support Kingston Community Radio, and so should you.
And you're with us here at KCR, Kingston Community Radio, AM 920 and 92.5 FM. And my name is Dan Gatus, and it is 8:03 a.m., Tuesday, May 18th, 55 degrees right now here in Uptown Kingston. And this segment of KCR is brought to you by the Kingston Lions Club, serving the Kingston-Ulster County area since 1941. Call them, 845-901-9067 for more information. Let's get back to the on-air studio with Cameron Rylance and Christine Hein. Welcome back.
Terrific Tuesday, and dun 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 dun, it is the Boyce Brothers Dairy. Ooh, we have a couple of them. So you're going to get one.
Okay.
Ooh,
Yay.
we have three. Do you want two?
Sure.
Yeah, you can do these two.
All about the birthdays and celebrations.
So today, May 18th, since you have two, why don't you go first? We'll alternate.
Okay. So, to my wonderful husband, William Banks Jr., happy birthday, love, Mary Ann Banks.
Oh.
She put his age. Do we read people?
Yeah, oh yeah. Trying to embarrass him.
He is a phenomenal 72 years old. So,
God bless you.
Yay.
Good. All right. And I want to wish a happy birthday to Marty Sasso from your friends at People's Place. And we hope you enjoy your special day.
It's Marty.
Oh, you know Marty?
Marty, yeah, I think I know her. And then we have a happy birthday wish to Madeline Pettit. Happy birthday. She's 8 years old today.
Aw, happy
Love
birthday.
your family and friends.
Well, let's put this in the randomizer and come up with a winner. And
All right, chunka, 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 chunka.
There we go. Congratulations, William Banks Jr. You are the winner of today's cow pie from the Boyce Brother Dairy Milk House. So,
Go and get your cow pie.
It's going to be a beautiful sunny day. You can have a wonderful dessert tonight.
Perfect day for a cow pie, isn't it?
It is a perfect day for a cow pie. We want to thank our the sponsors of Boyce Brothers Dairy. So send in your announcements to the radio station, and you can get put in the running, and maybe you could win a cow pie on your birthday.
I think it's so nice that they do this. I mean, they've done it for decades, right?
It's fabulous.
Forever.
It's fabulous. And you get to go down to Boyce Dairy Milk House, which is a nice little event of its own.
That's right.
Going down to Boyce, yeah.
It is an
Pick
event.
up all your dairy goods and, well, now, please go because their business may have been, well, actually, the ice cream's so good, everyone's going to go there. But because of Broadway construction, business might be down a little bit. So just make sure you go and support a fine local business.
At Boyce, and then you get to sit on the cow.
There you go.
Right? The cow and the... Do they have a pig there, too, I think?
Yep, couple pigs. Yeah, they have one sitting down. I think one has like a chef's hat on.
I wonder if they let people on them last year during COVID.
I don't know.
I think about it when Mickey was little, we'd bring them and climb all over, kids slobbering.
Well, now the cow has its vaccinations.
Yeah,
so,
it's vaccinated.
Kids are kissing the cow with their ice cream lips.
I know.
It was sticky. It was always sticky. You couldn't fall off, though. It was like...
that grip.
And it's like, you lift them up, it's like, their jeans are sticking to the...
It had grip.
Oh, yes, it had grip. There you go. But this is a call-in show, 331-9255. We have no guest this half hour. Actually, well, Christine is our guest the next half hour. But she's pinch hitting today, so she sort of gave up her guest spot to co-host, so...
so
Nina's good.
Call.
She just, I forget why Nina had something to do.
Eye doctor.
Official. Oh, yeah, eye doctor. Yeah, she goes to the city, so. That's
it. Yeah.
that's
So
it.
give us a call and ask us questions. And if we don't know the answer, we'll make something up.
Oh, it'll sound clever. It'll sound clever, and we'll sound like we'll know what we're doing.
That's it. So, when I'm done here today, I am going to be going to the We Care Health Fair.
Oh, what is the We Care Health Fair?
Yeah, let's talk about the We Care Health Fair. The We Care Health Fair is connecting you with community health partners. And it is an event that we are doing at People's Place. It starts now. It started at 8 o'clock this morning. And the main attraction, if you will, it's the Ulster County Department of Health vaccination bus. And the mobile bus. I almost feel like that's a duplication, right? Mobile bus. A bus should be mobile, but I don't know. There we have it.
It's a mobile vaccination dispensing
redundant.
vehicle.
There we have it, right? There we have it. I'm just happy it's there. And they are doing vaccines today. You can get to pick. They have all three vaccination options. So you can get a Johnson & Johnson, a Pfizer, or a Moderna. But along...
Each to be extra covered?
right.
I was going to say, this sounds so attractive that I almost want to get my vaccination again.
Yeah,
I know.
Well, it's... in the butt.
Oh, well, and wait,
if
you were one of the first 50 to get your vaccine, People's Place donated gift cards to the first 50 people to get vaccinated this morning. Cool. So, Curtis, a gift from People's Place for we're concerned about our neighbors, and we try to do everything we can help to make our neighbors that who are in need suffer and challenging to have a better life. And by you coming and getting your vaccine, we felt like you're trying to also help your neighbors and your community be healthier and safer. So
we're also offering some other stuff, right? There's a blood pressure monitoring.
Yeah. So, and then of course at probably around 8:30, because that's about when it normally starts. We usually say 9, but as soon as it's set up, it's the free farm stand. And so the farm stand is there in the parking lot every Tuesday from about 9 o'clock until 11. And then we have all kinds of produce that we hand out. Today, we're actually doing dairy also. We are getting milk and eggs and clementines. Yeah, clementines and potatoes and spring mix. We're doing beans, black beans and kidney beans from the Farm Hub. Meredith's pastries. There's something else too, and I don't remember what it is. It will come to me.
Black beans from the Farm Hub.
Yeah, they did. I guess they grew beans, and then they dried them. They processed them over in the fall, and then they've been delivering them all winter, and they're really wonderful.
Yeah, because I was gonna say black beans either like dried in the bag or canned.
They're dried.
I was thinking like, how do they grow? What does it look like on the plant? Do you know? Is it in a pod?
You have mistaken me for a farmer.
Like black beans.
Come on, Christine, make something up.
I know, right? I think they grow. They actually grow on a plant. I think.
What if they're in a pod?
I have a feeling that they're in a large green pod.
And then
but they're black inside.
Yeah, and you
strip them out and dry
them. You open the pod and they come out, and then you dry them. And so we have red beans and black beans this week that we're handing out for free.
I've never seen them fresh or whatever.
Yeah. Well, they're hard just because they dry them. So they process them or dry them, whatever that is, and then they've bagged them, and then we have them to hand out. But like all things grown at the Farm Hub, they don't use any pesticides.
Yeah,
so they
really they will be organic in another year or two.
Yeah, they have to wait a certain amount of years for the land to rest and to be cleared out, I guess. So it's really interesting. I went on a tour there once. It's phenomenally fascinating. And they have all these different fields, and they cycle them through and grow different things different years, so as to not only not deplete the soil, but different plants put back different different things into the soil. So
have you've heard? I don't want to use the term conspiracy theory, but the long-term plan of that Farm Hub, I had heard years ago, and now it's sort of coming into sense that they are. They're going to be marijuana eventually. Part of that will be.
I don't know. It might be
marijuana.
I'm not sure.
Who cares? But
I don't know
because that's with the
medical.
I don't
know.
Like the timing of that coincided with the medical in New York State, and having nationwide and global experience, whatever. They saw the writing 5-7 years down the road, and that this was the beginning of having the mechanism in place.
Yeah, in Columbia County,
which would be a huge employer. A lot more people work on a marijuana farm than a corn farm or a bean farm. I mean, there's
a lot of maintenance.
Well, I hope that if that's the case, I hope they still do vegetables because they're phenomenal for our area, and they really are a wonderful friend to the different not-for-profits like People's Place and the YMCA and Hodge Center, where they donate food for us to hand out.
They're like educating the next generation.
They do. There's actually you can do an internship at the Farm Hub and learn how to be a farmer.
Yeah. Which we were talking about trades earlier, like plumbers and electricians. Farmers
so
are
much to learn.
Like in the Midwest, virtually all the farms are still owned by the same generation. Like their kids, they don't want to be farmers. They've come and gone. They've and farms are just closing and
it's so much to learn, and the chemistry and it's just extremely a lot to go. It's not an easy thing. It's not an easy thing.
Work of it
but just the mental part of it. The planning and knowing what works and what you need for if you're not using pesticides, what you can use to keep pests away.
The companion
it
planting
really is
and
fascinating, and how to process the vegetables once you pick them. What do you do with them? So. Right. So if you guys have any questions out there in Radio Land, give us a call, and we'd be happy to answer anything. So we have the farm stand at People's Place. That's happening. And then,
clinic.
Yeah, so do you want me to talk about what's happening at the We Care Health Fair? We'll talk about it, and then we'll revisit it along, too.
Dan read the weather already, so, we can't read the weather, so,
It's going to be sunny with a partly fabulous.
There you go.
That's right. It's partly fabulous.
There you go. There you go. So along with the Ulster County Health Department's mobile vaccination bus that's offering all 3 vaccine choices, because anybody age 12 and up can now get vaccinated. You just do need to have a parent or guardian with you if you're under age to sign the waiver saying that you can get vaccinated. We decided to have a little We Care Health Fair happening, and along with the vaccination bus, we will have TVAC there, the Tobacco-Free Action Committee, and they are there to talk about not just the negatives, I guess, of smoking and vaping, which has really become a huge thing. And vaping is worse than smoking, they say now. It was supposed to be something that
what they're putting in it.
Right, they're saying that people are really having lung problems.
Like the FCC, FDA controlled tobacco, and they had monitors at the plants and all that. But these juices or vape juices, whatever the heck you call them,
right?
Some dude's making that in his garage. Who knows?
It's just so bad. So along with, so they're going to have that stuff, and they'll talk to you about different types of ways that if you want to quit smoking, how you can do that. Just kind of educate you a little bit. Maybe if you have children at home, you want to learn about some different things to sort of try to dissuade them from starting, because I guess they say the best way to, to be able to do it is to never do it, to stop.
30 years too late for that.
But they'll be giving out some wonderful little freebies when you stop by. Then we will have Tom Polk from the YMCA there to talk about bike safety, and I believe Rose Quinn is going to be with him also.
So giving out some of the Elks helmets.
Yeah, so they'll have helmets. We have the tools there because we do have a bike port at People's Place that was put up through a grant that Tom Polk applied to for different bike ports around the city. It is right by it's on the other side of the entrance. We have the little brick part that comes out where you go into People's Place, and then it's right next to that.
So closer to
right
St.
by
James?
the parking lot.
Or closer to the right or the left of the door?
It's as you're looking at the building, it's to the left of the door.
Okay, cool.
So it's in the parking lot, basically,
It has
but
the
off to the
tools
side.
hanging on the
It has the
cables.
tools hanging off the side. It has it's covered so that if you're riding your bike, you can park your bike there. If you're coming into People's Place, and it's covered, and then but there's tools that hang off to the side. It has been there about 2 years.
2 years? Oh my goodness.
Yeah, about 2 years. But he's going to be there, and he's going to bring his tools also, and he'll probably have bikes, bells, and lights and stuff, because usually when they come, they have that sort of stuff. I believe now, is there like I hate to say law, but there's something that says if you're riding your bike at night, you have to have a light on it.
And
I
a
think
signal
so.
and a bell.
And a bell, right?
I don't know
Is
if
that a
it's
new bike law
but
or
it's like a mandate or
something?
it's a rule.
Right? Yeah.
Required, I guess.
We'll say required. So
word,
so I believe he's going to have those to hand out.
I love my little bell on my bike. Ding, ding.
Oh, I do too. I ride my bike all over the place, right? And a lot on the trails mostly. But it has this little thing in the beginning. I kind of felt like, lame. Ding, ding, ding. But now I'm like, ding, 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 ding.
Especially on a rail trail.
Yeah,
If you're walking,
exactly.
A couple dings, say on your left, and then so you can pass, because when you're walking and someone's coming up, you hear ding, ding. And when people are courteous enough to say, on your left, it just doesn't startle you.
And luckily, pedestrians are ready to hear it.
Yeah.
In other words, they're ready to hear it and just move to the side, to the right.
And then
usually,
personally, I always say
on your left.
I got to learn that as a kid skiing. Like when you're overtaking someone, you say on your right, on your left. But on a bike, you should always pass.
On your bike, you should always pass on the left. Yeah. And that's what you should say. So if you're biking on the trail or on the road or anything, ding, ding.
On your left.
On your left.
And whoop, just
sometimes you have to really
appreciate
yell.
it, and you are doing the nice
walk with
things.
those earphones, and then they don't hear you.
Yeah.
And speaking of rail trails, have you been on the trail that is? I don't know the name of it. I don't think maybe it's the Wallkill. It starts at Rockwell Road. Is that the Wallkill Valley? Is that
that's the Wallkill Valley? Yeah.
It is so phenomenal. They redid the whole thing.
it is amazing. It goes through Williams Lake.
Yep. All the way
and
through?
that is amazing geology.
Yep.
Amazing
And then it
geology.
leads to the bridge in
Yeah.
Rosendale. You know, it goes over the old
Yes.
trestle and.
And you can go all the way. I rode it all the way down into. I mean, it keeps going on and on, but we rode it all the way to New Paltz.
yeah. Did you?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
all the way to New Paltz. And you know, you can eat at. Do they still call it the Gilded Otter? I don't know what the name of it is now.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
It's a new owner, so I'm not sure if it's the same name. But yeah, I mean, it comes out and you can go down if you detour off of it a little. You can go down through Main Street in New Paltz. You know, Huguenot Street.
Wow, okay.
It's pretty. It's nice. It's really nice.
Yeah, that is an incredible trail.
It's so smooth.
Past the old brick ovens and
Yep.
the cement
Kiln,
ovens.
yeah, the cement kilns, yeah.
kilns.
Yeah.
Cool.
No, it's really nice. It's a
And,
nice trail.
And they're starting to extend that into Kingston a little bit.
Yes.
You know?
Eventually, I think you're supposed to be able to take it, and then it's will connect on to down by the Brickyard, right? Like it's all part of the Empire State Trail.
The only, on where it comes
have to
up
go on some
32
roads.
past the chateau, they
Yeah.
put that big grand sidewalk in there, which is a little
Yeah.
safe.
That's nice.
Yeah.
I thought
It's not as.
I know the tracks used to go back behind, kind of like where the jail is now, but I don't know if you can. I don't think it goes
Yeah, they
that
still
way. I think you
go
have to go
through
onto the
there.
road.
Well, I know, like on South Wall Street,
Yeah.
by Colonial Roofing, they cross there,
Yeah.
and I don't know.
I don't know if they'll do the trail that way, or if you have to get off onto 32 and then go in through Kingston to hook on. And the other trail that's nice is the one that starts. It's in Kingston, and it starts behind Walgreens on Broadway.
Oh yeah, the Roundhouse. Yeah, that's
on
cool.
that one.
That's really
That's
neat.
kind of fun. And I don't know. I like going. You walk that one part that has the brick arch.
Yep.
And it's kind of cool. Like it feels neat. I don't know. It just sort of doesn't feel like you're in Kingston. Kind of. It has
and
this
the bridge, and it's
funky
cool.
vibe going on, and you can take that all the way down to the water also.
Yeah, but imagine where it goes, like First Ave, Second Ave. Some of those houses are right there, and when the train used to go through, I mean, you could reach out the window and high five the engineer when he drove by. Some of
It's
it
a little
right
weird,
there.
right?
Yeah, a lot more rail than there is now.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, we hear our friendly railroad going.
Yeah. Well,
all night long too.
I think my dad was. Dad, if you're listening, correct me. When he was a kid, the old forced meatpacking plant that was downtown. A train, that freight line, and the cattle car would come or whatever, and livestock would go in one side, and packaged up food would go out the other side. So, that was
right,
served by a train through down. It ran right along. Right by Mariners, right? East Strand or West Strand.
Oh my, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, now you can walk all the way
That
down
was in the 50s or whatever.
from Rotary, down that trail, all the Rotary Park, then go across into the beach, and then go onto the Brickyard. That's kind of how
That's the one I want to try, the Brickyard Trail. Up
It's
that
so
way.
beautiful.
Yeah, I
It's-
haven't been down there yet.
It's not
And
too
close.
long. I think round trip is maybe 4 miles.
Is it relatively flat or what?
Oh yeah,
It's flat.
Yeah,
it's pretty flat.
Yeah. Do a little bike
Yeah,
ride.
I haven't been past the Brickyard. Eventually, when the new park is developed, that's going to go all the way up to the bridge because they made the bike lane over the bridge, the Rhinecliff Bridge.
Rhinecliff Bridge, yeah.
Rhinecliff, yeah.
Well, you can go past where they're saying there's these big signs at, for a park idea. So we've walked all the way. You can walk to that end. It ends sort of in, like I say, East Kingston.
Yeah, John Street or whatever.
You walk to there, and then you turn around and you walk back.
Eventually, that's going to go all the way up.
Then,
right?
then you'll have a hill.
Yeah.
Because when you get to the end there's a hill. Like you have to go up.
That's all going to
into
be
East
part
Kingston.
of that future state park, I believe. And I believe
Yeah,
the
well,
plan is.
You can bike from there and just take John Street in and right out onto 32 and then go over.
I believe eventually it's going to be all along the water.
That would be nice.
Up to where it can meet up with the bridge and cross the Rhinecliff Bridge.
There's some wonderful hike-in paths around here.
There's a lot of.
I think there'll be a lot of
hiking, walking.
in that new park. The new state park. I think there's going to be a lot of interpretive about the old industries that were there too.
That would be nice.
Yeah, my dad just said the cattle cars used to be pushed to forests and unloaded. Yeah, from the train tracks.
Oh, yep. There
Which
you
is
go.
right along Broadway, It's
right down by Dock Street.
Yeah,
Forest Meat Packing was down by Dock Street, I believe.
On a Beale.
Yeah.
Yeah. They were going to build that hotel, the Noah Hotel.
Yeah,
years
what
ago.
happened? Oh,
Charles
the Noah
Blakeman.
Hotel.
Now he's
yeah.
abandoned that. Now he's building hotels uptown now. So, 'cause he was behind that way back when. Charles Blakeman. Yeah.
The building that's still there on Beale Street, that big old metal building, that was livestock.
Yeah. Most of it was torn down. There's just one little cinder block. Well, that was actually state fish years ago. But yeah, most of it was torn down. But there's still some along, right across from Armadillo, like where that.
Oh, okay, there.
Kind of between a Beale and Dock.
Yeah, there's
okay.
like a hole there. Yeah.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
Now, the back of it's just like sort of that cinder parking lot that's right by the creek there. Where the creek walkway.
Where the docks are.
Yeah.
Yep.
The piers are. Yeah. I was going to say something. What the heck was it about? It's the Hudson River is however many miles long, and the waterfront. Surprisingly little of the riverbank is like accessible. Because it's between private property or railroad tracks or
it's
whatever. You can't get to a lot of the shoreline.
No, and we were talking about one day. I don't know. We were down because we went to walk on the brick yard, the new trail, and we were at the beach because that's where you park now. And I was like, you don't think about it, but not many cities have beaches. Say what you will, and I know like the Kingston Point Beach sometimes is the brunt of a lot of jokes, but it's really very beautiful if you're sitting there. And
it's a nice cove. Yeah, it's a nice little cove right there.
Yeah,
to preserve the
great
sand.
view, and you get a ship go
nice,
by, and it's like, oh, cool.
And
it is broad. It's huge.
We have a beach. Yeah. You don't think about it, but we have a beach.
Yeah.
Like that's really
Very
a nice
true.
city asset.
I think there's only one other beach on the Hudson River.
Really?
Other than the Kingston Point beach.
Oh my God.
I think there's only one other because I mean it's not it's because it's a cove that the sand doesn't erode away.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, so see, another asset that Kingston has.
That's right. And there's a tide there, which just blows my mind.
Yeah.
When you think
You just
about
have
it.
to be
It's a
careful of those
river.
cow heads.
Yeah, don't step on one of them dried ones.
Yeah, they're hurting. So anyway, we have lots of wonderful trails around. So if you want, stop by People's Place today to talk to Tom Polk and Rose Quinn from the YMCA, and they're going to be doing bike safety. So get your bike ready to go right on the rail trails. There's lots of different rail trails now. I think it's a great inexpensive way to be healthy. I also know,
and when
Tom
Broadway's done,
yeah,
it's going to be bike lane.
Is there
on Broadway? Yeah, definitely. That's part of it. That's part of the redoing Broadway.
Okay, that'll be good.
Broadway streetscape.
I also know that through the Y, they run a bike program, and then Tom is in charge of it, that I think if you're looking for a bike and you might need some help in procuring a bicycle, especially for your child, that
in fact,
they would be able to help you out with that.
In fact, on Wednesday, May 19th, in the Y parking lot on Pine Grove Avenue, between 3 and 5, there's a bike repair clinic.
That's tomorrow.
Oh, yeah, you're right. And at 6 o'clock, there'll be a presentation about New York State bike laws by attorneys at O'Connor and Partners as part of the Kingston Women's Bicycle Festival. 7 p.m.
That's really precious. That Joe O'Connor and their group is doing bike laws for the community. That's really great.
If any more information on the bike repair clinic, you can call Tom Polk at 338-3810, extension 102. I believe that's the Y's number, 338-3810, extension 102. And the women's bike event, which I heard about it, but I have to admit I'm not terribly familiar with what's going on.
That's run by Rose Quinn. I think she's in charge of that. So that'll be in May. Is that in May also? I think. Sure. Well, I'm sure if you go to the Y MCA's website. They'll have a whole section for their bike program. Because they're very active in that, and it probably has all that information.
Yeah.
Or
then,
you can come, like I said, Rose is going to be at People's Place today. You can come to People's Place and talk to Rose or Tom about the women's bike event.
There you go. And then tomorrow at 7 p.m., there's the International Ride of Silence. This event, which has been held every year since 2003, took place in 458 locations worldwide last year to honor cyclists who have been killed or injured while cycling on public roads. Our Kingston ride will be led by Rose Quinn and Tom Polk. So go to the Kingston Women's Bike Festival website, bikefriendlykingston.org, and registration information is there. So cool.
Bikefriendlykingston.org.
Yep.
There you go.
Or go to People's Place today and speak with them.
And talk to them in person, right?
Rose is super friendly, and Tom is like
they really are. They're like the best. They're the
nicest
best
guy ever. Yeah, I had the pleasure of met Rose a few years ago through the Elks Lodge doing our bike rodeos.
Yep. Yes, she goes to all those.
We Billy Pine did it before me, and then I did it for 3-4 years. The Kingston Elks Lodge has bought like 500 bicycle helmets.
Right.
And given out free over the last.
And that's what they use a lot with any of them when they come to People's Place and do their bike outreach at the Y.
Shoot, look at that. Half an hour.
We have to take a break. Well,
we'll come
chat
back
more
with the
when we
bike.
come
So
back.
look at that. We'll be back for the home stretch. So, Dan, take it away.
Okay, and thank you, Christine Hein and Cameron Rylance. Thank you so much for updating us on all things Kingston, all things Ulster County. It's now at the bottom of the hour, and you're with us on Kingston Community Radio, KCR at AM 920 and 92.5 FM WGHQ. Tuesday, May 18th, and 55 degrees now here in Uptown Kingston. This segment of KCR was brought to you by the Kingston Lions Club, serving the Kingston-Ulster County area since 1941 at 845-901-9067 for more information. And it is a local chapter that connects you to a global force for good. Mid-Hudson Valley weather and forecast one more time. It is a good week. Today, sun and clouds mixed, a high near 80. Tonight, mainly clear skies, a low of 51. Wednesday, sunshine, a high up to 85. And Wednesday night, a few clouds, low of 56. Thursday, partly cloudy to cloudy skies in the afternoon, a high of 85. And Thursday night, cloudy skies early, then partly cloudy later at night, low of 56. We'll be right back.
Thanks for starting your day with Kingston Community Radio on 920 WGHQ AM Kingston and 92.5 W223CR FM Kingston, New York. Magic 92.5.
We are Lions. We bring hope where it's needed. We are a global force for good. Support causes that matter. Change lives. Change communities. Change the world. We can do more together than we can alone. Join in. Experience the joy of serving. Be part of the movement. Give back. Let's unite the world for good. We are Lions. You can be too. Visit weserve.org.
Hi, this is Tony Marmo from Norman Staffing, and we've been bringing together employers and job seekers since 1980. If you're an employer and have job vacancies, let Norman Staffing help fill them with permanent or temporary workers. We screen, interview, and recommend the best candidates for your company. We make the employment process easier and faster for you. Please call Norman Staffing for your employment needs at 338-9111, 338-9111, or normanstaffing.com.
Hi, this is Shirley Stabe from Kingston, and I support Kingston Community Radio, and so should you.
And we're back, and you're with us here at KCR, Kingston Community Radio, AM 920 and 92.5 FM, and streaming online at mykcr.org. When you choose to bank Rondout, you're part of a bank that is dedicated to the future of your success and the success of your community. Rondout Savings welcomes you to open an account today and discover what it means to be part of a powerful community bank, one that knows you by name. Also online at rondoutbank.com. Equal housing lender, member FDIC. Let's get back to the on-air studio with Christine Hein and Cameron Rylance.
And we're back.
We're back.
So you're gonna let's play pretend. You're gonna be our guest instead of a co-host right now. You're gonna be our normal guest because starting last month, this was your spot.
Yeah.
Already the spot.
Probably 2 months ago, I think. A couple times now.
That's right.
Yeah.
So
it's good to see you, Cam. How are you today?
I'm great. Thank you for joining us. We appreciate your time. And boy, you got a busy day going on. I heard.
Do have a busy day. My day started at 6. So today, if you're just tuning in today at People's Place, I'm Christine Hein from People's Place, by the way. We are having the We Care Health Fair, connecting you with community health partners in our community. So first and foremost, every Tuesday we have our free farm stand. So the free farm stand goes from about 9 o'clock until 11, and I say about 9 because we have to wait for the truck to come with all of the produce, and by the time the volunteers set it all up, it's somewhere between 8:45 and 9 that we start. And it's always healthy produce options that we get from different farmers and grocers around the area. So we have that. And then we're very fortunate to have the Ulster County Department of Health mobile vaccination bus on our site in the parking lot. My staff just sent me some photos of it. It's all set up, and they've already begun doing vaccinations today.
Oh, really? They're already sticking people?
They've already done. They started at 8. Yep. So all 3 vaccine choices are available. So you could get the Johnson & Johnson, Moderna, or the Pfizer. And
so point of whatever. So that means in 3 weeks, the
bus will be back.
Bus will be back for people's second dose.
Correct.
So
I'm guessing so.
So
they have to get their second dose, and if it's Moderna, it's 4 weeks.
So
I'm not sure how they're doing that.
3 and 4 weeks. So that I'm just bringing this up to help demonstrate the ease at which it will be to get vaccinated.
Yes. So easy.
Good old People's Place right here in St. James Street.
It's right on St. James Street. The bus pulled up, and then they set the tables in front of the bus. We have our People's Place tent that people can sit underneath. The chairs are all out, waiting. There's a short line right now, but they're moving along quickly.
So if you get the J&J shot, you're one and done. But if you get one of the other 2, 3 or 4 weeks later, the ease of coming back to People's Place. So no traveling, it's right there. So that's not an excuse.
Right. And now you can be vaccinated if you're 12 or older. So if you're 12, I think 12 to 16 has to be Pfizer. And I'm not sure about 16 to 18. But all 3 options are there. I think the wonderful thing, if you're going to get vaccinated, you do not need to dig through your house for your insurance card. You don't need to bring your ID. All you have to do is show up and fill out a little short form, and they will give you a vaccination. So that is a wonderful thing. But along with those 2 things, the farm stand and the mobile vaccination bus, we also have other healthcare partners from the community. We talked a little bit the last half hour about TFAC, which is Tobacco Free Action Communities. We have Tom Polk and Rose Quinn from the YMCA doing bike safety. Then we will have at 10 o'clock, she'll get there, Bodies by Kaladi, Julie, and she'll be talking about any kind of, you can just go up and ask any kind of health questions. She has her degree is in kinesiology and something else, I don't remember, from Barry University down in Florida. So she's really very knowledgeable. So if you just have a physical fitness question or a health question, ask. If she doesn't know the answer, she can give you, point you in the direction.
Chronic back pain, she may know stretching.
That's correct.
Yeah, because she's not just a workout lady. She knows
correct.
Kinesiology is like the study of your body's motion and how it moves. So
yeah. So then we will have Fidelis Healthcare there. We are going to have acupuncture for healing, Eric Tischler. So he'll be there chatting with you about that. And I also think he's doing like some chair massage things, kind of giving you pressure points that you can use to kind of help alleviate some pain that you have going on. So he's there. We are going to also have representatives there doing Narcan education and training. So if you have thought about, maybe I should know about that, I think the big misconception for some people is, I don't know anybody that would need Narcan. People who take too much prescription drugs, sometimes people get confused, especially if they're, it can be anything. You just had an operation, so you're kind of really not, focused, or sometimes seniors get a lot of opioids because they have hip replacement or knee problems. Sometimes, people by accident take too much of their medication. Narcan will, undo that. So there's multiple reasons that people
Or a neighbor,
would use Narcan.
Or sadly, a child or
Correct.
someone you share your house with. You never
Get
know.
the medicine and
sadly, the opioid crisis knows no
that's
age,
correct.
sex,
Financial, none.
It's
That's
yes,
correct.
absolutely.
So we will have somebody there that will be showing you how to use it, very, very simple, and giving you Narcan that you can take home. And we have had it where we've been standing out on the sidewalk and people have just been driving with the car. Do you have Narcan? Do you have Narcan? Like, we had it. We went, we grabbed it, we gave it to them. They drove off. No questions asked. Like, it's really all just about saving a life at that point in time. So we have somebody there that will be talking about Narcan education and training. We have folks from the Breast and Prostate Cancer Education Center. So they will be there to answer questions and kind of also, a lot of these people, they all will also be there to lead you in the direction to find out further information or to find out where you can go get screening done. We are going to have our friend, Dina Gage, who is a nurse practitioner. She is there doing blood pressure readings. So you could just go, and also explaining what the readings mean. So my blood pressure is, what it was. We took it yesterday at work. We were playing around, and it was like 117/68. What does that mean? It means it's what they're saying is in the normal range. But what does that? What do those mean? What if one number's high and one number's low, or what's? So she's there, and she'll be able to answer any questions that you have.
And high blood pressure
is
literally the silent killer.
It's so bad.
So bad for your body.
And people walk around
For
not
40
knowing they
years
have high
and
blood pressure, and it's like a
20
time
years
bomb.
off. Takes 20 years off. It could take your whole life away.
Right.
It's terrible.
So you come to people's place and find out what your blood pressure is. We have the Kingston VA clinic there, and they'll be talking about benefits for veterans and answering any questions for that. The Ulster County Sheriff's Department is going to be coming. I know one of the programs they're talking about is their Yellow Dot program. Do you know about that?
No.
Oh, it's really cool. So it's super simple. They give you an envelope with this yellow dot, yellow sticker, and inside the envelope is paperwork that you fill out, and it kind of talks about your health and medications you may be on or whatever the case is. And you take the yellow sticker and you put it on I think the paperwork is supposed to go on your fridge or freezer. And you put the sticker on the freezer, if I'm remembering correctly. And then if there's an emergency, EMTs that come, sheriff, police, they know, if they see that sticker, they know where to find your paperwork so that you have all of your information right there. Say you have an emergency within your house. I believe that is, I hope I'm explaining it correctly.
Yeah, that's awesome.
But they have a couple
cool idea.
Yeah, different programs that they have. They're going to be talking to anybody who stops by, and they'll be able to give them this information to help. Nobody likes to think about what happens if there's an emergency, but it's better to be to plan ahead, and hopefully you never need it.
Yeah, well, planning ahead, you can help prevent an emergency. So.
Right. And we also have a Medicare Solutions Specialist coming, and Deborah Romano, and she sort of represents and knows a lot about all the different agencies, whether it be Fidelis or WellCare or CDPHP, and be able to help you kind of navigate what might be the best program for you for additional insurance or insurance in general.
Yeah, that gets complicated.
Yeah, and all of these services are free. There's no charge for any of these services. Along with that, I will have our own People's Place Fatima Dean, who will be there. And Fatima currently is the food pantry supervisor, but in July, her job position will be switching somewhat because we will be opening the Wellness Empowerment Center.
I've been wondering if this is playing into that.
So
precursor.
So she'll have a table set up, and we are giving out kombucha that we got donated to us from Seek North. So you can normally buy it in any of the stores, but
Is that a local company?
It is a
I know
local
there's a
company.
couple
Yes,
around.
it is a local company.
Picture the car says kombucha on the car.
Yeah, and that's probably there. Seek North. It's a white label. They sell at Adams and different stores. But they gave us cases and cases of it to be able to distribute. So you pop over if you've never had kombucha before. Come over and get a bottle or two because it comes in different flavors to try out. And we also have chia seeds that we're handing out, bags of them. That's it, right? More than just growing hair on a little clay pot. And they have all kinds of medical benefits for you. It's high in omega-3. It's great. Proteins, yep. You have to soak them. But sometimes you can just put them on top of salads.
Sprout them or you just
I don't think you sprout them. I think you soak them, eat them. You can make chia pudding.
There's also like sprout, sprout microgreens and sprouts.
Yes.
Yeah, you can put chia just right out of the bag. You can put chia in your power drinks.
Yes, in your
and
smoothie.
It'll in your smoothies, and it'll you don't have to do anything with it. Just pour it in like with a flaxseed.
And it's high. It has protein.
Oh
it's
my
protein.
God!
It's got so many different. I don't remember all the different vitamins.
Awesome.
It's a food actually that the Aztecs ate.
Exactly.
It's wonderful. Anyway,
grains,
we're giving out bags of them. They're nice size, whatever, bags. And she'll be at the table handing out the kombucha and the chia seeds. And she's made chia pudding last night, so she's going to be having that, but showing you different ways that you can use it and telling you the different health benefits of both product, and also talking a little bit about the Wellness Empowerment Center. So she's going to kind of oversee that for us, manage it. And for those that don't know what that is, we were fortunate to get a seed grant, which means a grant to begin something from the Community Development Corp through the City of Kingston. And
Is that the Community Development Block Grant?
Yeah,
Okay.
Community Development Block Grant. And starting sometime in July, because the grant doesn't start until July, we will be offering different programs each day. So today, Fatima will be explaining a little bit about that. But
Day of the week or day of the month?
Each day of the week, Monday through Friday. So it's going to follow the People's Place calendar, open calendar. And we're going to start small in the beginning, one class maybe per day. But Mondays will be Motivation Monday, and we will be offering meditation, teaching people how to meditate. We are hopefully going to be doing journal writing, and doing like positive affirmations. Anything that has to do with well-being, mental wellness. Tuesdays are Tasty Tuesday.
Tai Chi Tuesday.
Oh, I like that one too.
Tuesday.
Tasty Tuesday. Maybe down the road we'll do that too. And we're going to have nutritionists and dietitians, maybe some chefs down the road. Yes, perfect. It does.
So, yes.
To be able to answer questions, learn different things, teach little simple skills like really what's the best way to cut an onion. Like just all different little hints. And then we'll also be, as we expand further, doing cooking classes and nutrition classes, things like that. Wednesdays are Workout Wednesday. So we'll be doing all kinds of workout classes, but it's not just, okay, today you're going to do 15 squats and 10 push-ups. First of all, I don't know if I could do 10 push-ups. But it's saying, okay, why do you want to do these exercises? What will this help? What does this stretch do for you? Sort of why do you want to do these different things? What does walking bring, and we just spoke a little bit earlier, where can I go walk for free and that's safe? And what do I do? What do I need when I go walk? What is a great sneaker to wear? Or I'm just all by myself. Do I need to carry something for my personal safety? So those are all kinds of topics that will be covered under
But those are all things
Workout
that
Wednesday.
Prevent people from being comfortable.
Right. And the
breaking
whole
those barriers is what
correct.
Get people out.
Right. And the whole concept of the Wellness Empowerment Center is to give people knowledge so that they can take it home and do it themselves. bring skills in for their life to make their life better and kind of help alleviate. I don't know if it will alleviate some stresses, but figure out how to cope with them. I think that's
a lot of those
more
things
how it is.
Talking about are things that you'd have to sign up and pay for.
Correct, and this is all free.
Through a weekend retreat or a thing
or a
through,
spa.
Yeah, or something through the community college or something.
And this is all free.
Yeah,
we're going to do yoga, so that would kind of be Workout Wednesday. Tai Chi is another thing. I'm trying to find a person who will teach that. And then Thursdays, I don't have a catchy little name for yet, but it's going to be kind of a potpourri of things where there's a lot of education going on. How do you keep your house safe? What are fire safety tips? There's just a plethora of different blood pressure screenings, if we can get bone density screenings, things like that, health-wise, that we'll offer. And then Fridays will be Fiscal Friday. And we're starting out in the beginning. We've connected with the Mid-Hudson Valley Federal Credit Union. And they have a bunch of different classes that they give, but they're going to come to People's Place and actually do it at People's Place. They have financial boot camps and some basic, simple things, and then also, maybe further down the road, planning and stuff like that. So all kinds of things, financial and working with a couple other banking institutions that want to try to do stuff with us down the road as well.
Teaching people how to evaluate credit card officers.
Yeah, there's so many
money,
different things.
What actually happens.
Oh, my heavens. When I got out of college, oh, yay, everywhere you went, they're like, oh, we'll give you credit. And okay, yay. And then you're like, oh, cool. I got to pay this off.
Yeah.
It wasn't a free $100.
What do you mean? It only costs $60. How come now I owe $90 on it or whatever?
Right.
That's the
Understanding.
boondoggle,
Understanding interest
late
and
charges. That's
things
so
like that.
complicated.
That people don't necessarily know. No, it's not an innate knowledge.
They don't teach it in school anymore.
Correct. So, we're hoping, we're starting slow and we'll keep growing. But if you stop by today, Fatima will be talking a little bit about that. And with the Wellness Empowerment Center, we want to make it also an experience. So, say the day that is Workout Wednesday, we have a high power blender that somebody gave us, and we'll be making smoothies. So along with working out, we'll give you the recipe for the smoothie, and if we have the items, we'll give you the items that you can take home too.
We have some chia left.
Well, we have chia. Believe me, we have tons of chia.
Where do you keep the tons of chia? Tons of chia.
Tons of chia. And so when it's meditation, we have tea, and you can meditate and then have the tea and kind of relax a little bit,
a lot of this
trying to create an experience.
Your cafe can help, not help, but play into a lot of this.
Yes. So and for those that don't know, the cafe is the community cafe, which will be downstairs from the Wellness Center.
How are you operating now? Is it what are your protocols right now?
So now the people can come in, and we're still doing takeout, but they can come in, they go through the line, they pick out what they want, and then they're bringing it out. And shortly we'll be opening up where we'll have a limited amount of dining space and a limited time frame because we won't be able to allow a lot of folks in. It's a little different than a restaurant in that restaurants are for-profit and they have employees. And, if you're hired by a restaurant, you're going to be dealing with people and serving them. They're all volunteer, the community cafe. We have one paid person who is a chef, and then everybody else is a volunteer. And so we have to have volunteers who are willing to have face-to-face contact with folks. So we're taking it a little slower than a regular dining institution. So when we do open, we just have to make sure the volunteers are comfortable with it because they're volunteering their time to be there to wipe the tables down from people and to disinfect everything.
And a lot of your volunteers are
seniors.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of them are seniors. Most of our volunteers are over 65. I think part of it is the nature of our hours. The other part is a nature of they've retired, and a lot of folks prior to that age are not retired, so they've got so much going on. They've got kids, they've got their job, their house. There's not a lot of time that they have. So we really try to be respectful of, the gift that our volunteers are giving us, and make sure that they feel comfortable in the environment in which they're spending their time. So we're taking it a little slower with the community cafe than some other dining establishments. So
your business is your service.
Right. So, and anybody can come to the community cafe. It's open to anyone. There is no charge for any of the food that we give out. If you feel like you want to make a donation to help with the running of the organization, then we do have a tiny, small, discreet box that you can put a donation in, or you can ask one of the volunteers and say, hey, can I donate? That's totally up to you, but you don't have to. It's part of the premise when we opened the community cafe only 4 months or 5 months before COVID hit. The concept was that everybody would come and have a place to eat, and whether you could afford a meal or you couldn't, you're all there together and nobody knows. It kind of erases the stigma of maybe a soup kitchen, which is very well and very important and integral to a lot of people's health and well-being. I'm not saying anything negative about it, but most people who can afford to go to eat out somewhere won't go to a soup kitchen. We wanted to create a place where there was no stigma, so we really need people who can afford to go eat out somewhere, so as to erase the stigma of eating at the community
Absolutely.
cafe.
Yeah.
And we were well on our way there, and then COVID happened, and so we've never closed, but everything has been take out or pick up at the door. So we're inching our way back to a new format, which was be the original format. So community cafe still open. That's open from 8:30 in the morning until 1 in the afternoon. So 8:30 to 10:30 is breakfast, and then from 11 to 1 is lunch. So all of it going on, lots of wheels spinning over there, and of course the thrift store's
open. A lot
open.
of balls in the air.
Yeah.
You're a juggler.
Yep, the thrift store's open, and that's open from 10 to 1. You can come in. Anybody who comes to People's Place or on our premise has to wear a mask. I know the mask mandate is changing. We spoke about that a little earlier this morning. But People's Place is a private entity. We are not run by the county, the city, or any governmental agency. We're an independent not-for-profit. It's private property, and we have made the decision for what is in the best interest of the majority of folks, and that is that you will have to wear a mask on the property still.
Yeah.
And when you come into the thrift store, you do get your temperature taken and offer hand sanitizer to please use on your hands before you come in and dig through. The thrift stores, it's nicely set up, but you're touching a lot of things. And again, you're going to be coming in contact with, 95% of the people you see working there are volunteers. So, we want to try to keep everybody safe.
Everyone
Yourself,
healthy, yeah.
Everyone.
Absolutely
today,
zero
outside
problem.
the parking lot, we've got the health fair. There's a lot of people there who haven't been vaccinated yet. So we want to make sure everyone has their mask on because not everyone is vaccinated yet. So we really are just trying to look out for the welfare of the entire community.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. So
you'll never be sorry you wore a mask. It may be a little uncomfortable, but if it protects you or someone else, wear a mask. And if that's the rule, play by the rules and wear the mask.
Yeah, and it's only temporary.
Yeah.
When, you're on the property for like 10 minutes at the bounty table or at the farm stand, and if you go inside, you have to wear the mask. So that's just the way it goes right now. We're trying to keep everybody healthy and open, trying to stay open.
Yes, because if a spike occurs, well, guess what, people? The masks are back on, and the stores are getting shut, and whatever.
And that's the thing, if somebody at People's Place got it, then they come in contact with so many people. It's the nature of our business. Yeah. Then we have to shut down.
With
we can't help anybody.
With the concept of your community cafe, I was really trying to think about that synergy that you wanted to want to create between like what a soup kitchen is and a community cafe, which is broadening. Yeah. You want to broaden it, and I thought, what if once for an entire month a certain restaurant actually sponsors it.
Say it again. I didn't hear you.
A certain restaurant.
Oh, sponsored, yes.
A certain restaurant sponsors that month.
Yeah.
And of course, the chef that's there is going to be very, very key to making it work. But that this restaurant and then this restaurant and then this restaurant sponsors a month, it just opens it up to the public to know it.
You can be on that committee. You can be on the organizing committee.
I understand
He's got a couple of little notes that he is researching for me.
Yes, I am.
Off-air conversations.
Yes.
There you go.
Cool. Yeah, I love that idea, and also, or businesses sponsoring it, be a sponsor for the month.
Yeah.
Which would be wonderful, and that's what the direction we were headed in before COVID started. So now we're kind of all getting our ducks back in a row towards normalcy, whatever that's going to look like.
And it's a dynamic situation. It's going to, 6 months from now, it could be changing. So,
Right.
So look at that. Christine, thank you so much.
Thanks, Cam. Thanks for having me.
Appreciate your time and filling in. Nina appreciates it.
Happy to fill in for Nina anytime.
And that's it, folks. Terrific Tuesday. Enjoy your day, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Thank you, Christine, and thank you, Cam. And thank you, Nina. Hope your day is well. And it is now 8:59 a.m., Tuesday, May 18th. And 57 degrees now here in Uptown Kingston. This last portion of Kingston Community Radio has been brought to you by Rondout Savings Bank. Rondout Savings, always working for you and the community with branches in Kingston, West Hurley, and Hyde Park. Also online at rondoutbank.com. Equal housing lender, member FDIC. And again, thank you very, very much for being with us here at KCR, Kingston Community Radio, 7 to 9 a.m. every weekday. And until tomorrow, we wish you every success in growing and developing Kingston and all our neighboring communities. We now return you to Magic 92.5.
That like to be the president, so I can show you how your money's spent. Why can't we be friends? 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 Sometimes I don't speak right, all right, but yet I know what I'm talking about. Why can't we be friends? 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 I know you're waiting for the CIA. They wouldn't have you in the mafia. Why can't we be friends? 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 Why can't we
Hey, you know what just happened? Someone tuned in to Magic 92.5 WGHQ for the very first time. Was that you? Then, welcome. We're glad you're here, and we know you'll enjoy the unique music variety on Magic 92.5 WGHQ.
You call me from the room in your hotel, all full of romance for someone that you met, and telling me how sorry